Welcome back to another episode of the Nitty Gritty of Real Estate. Today we are back talking about buyer agency. Let's get into it. In the last episode, we didn't touch base on what buyer agency is. So Alicia, can you kind of put us more into what that is?
Yes, absolutely. We did talk about buyer agency, but we didn't really define it. So buyer agency is when you have, as a buyer in the process, you have protection. You have someone there that legally protects you through the process and leads you through everything. A good way to look at this is if you were to go to court. If you go to court, you get a lawyer or you get an attorney, you have someone that knows the process and that is going to legally protect you through it.
Awesome. So it sounds like you definitely want someone to be in your corner, and roughly that's what buyer agency is somebody to support you through your process of buying a home.
Yes, absolutely.
So the next part is basically getting through the paperwork timelines and handling the communication. Can you go a little more in depth of what that would be?
Yes. So as an agent, we do take the weight off of our clients for those three things. So first with paperwork, we know when we submit an offer, the purchase contract, our job is to make sure that it's filled out correctly. And if our clients need concessions or a home warranty, that it's filled out in the contract. And then not only that, but when you hit your inspection period, which is normally 10 to 12 days, after you do all of your inspections and you review the reports, we fill out what we call a BINSR, and that outlines any repairs that you're asking the seller to get done. So we'll make sure that it's filled out correctly and present it to the listing agent.
Awesome. I know one of the next steps is following up with the loan and getting the LSU, which I know doesn't stand for Louisiana State University.
It does not.
Could you go into a little more detail of what that stands for?
Yes. So an LSU is a loan status update, and we provide that to the listing agent weekly. We make sure that's getting out because we want to make sure that they know where we are in the process of the loan, giving them reassurance that you're still getting financing, and overall it just helps with communication.
Okay, so it's a spot where now they're talking with their loan officer and just having that weekly check-in as it's getting closer to closing time.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. And I know one of the next steps after that is reviewing and providing comps for appraisal. And this is where the loan officer orders the appraisal to get the value of the home.
Yes, the lender will order the appraisal, and that's a neutral third party that goes out to let us know what the value of the home is. And there's two different ways that this can go. So if it comes in low, so lower than the agreed sales price, then we're able to, because of the appraisal contingency in the contract, we're able to help our clients renegotiate with the seller to either lower the sales price or to come out of pocket and pay that difference. Could also go the route of coming in higher, which is a good thing for our clients because they're getting a house for less than what it really is worth, and they're moving in with some equity.
Okay, so definitely want to have your appraisal come in higher, because having equity beforehand, before you even move in, is already a good asset to have.
Yes.
Hey everyone, we want to interrupt this episode to let you know that we are a Keller Williams Southern Arizona franchise.
We are also realtors practicing equal housing. Now let's get you back to the podcast.
So I know as the appraisal is going on, also in the background, what would be going on as well is making sure those repairs, the seller, if they have been asked to do repairs and it's been agreed upon, that they're actually getting those completed, and anything else that was agreed upon in the contract to make sure that we can actually get to the closing table.
Yeah, so that's a big part is if the seller does agree to do repairs, we want to make sure that they are done. Not only going out there and doing what we call a final walkthrough to make sure that those repairs are done, but also reviewing any invoices. We want documentation showing that everything that we asked for was actually done. I've had scenarios where only 3 out of the 5 items were done. So we make sure that our clients are protected and go out of our way to make sure that we get that documentation. It's also good to do a final walkthrough because you never know what happened to the property in the midst of waiting for closing. For example, if someone came through and threw a ball in the window or broke through the door, We want to make sure that it's in the same condition as it was when we first saw it, because if we end up closing and we have a broken window, it's going to be on our buyer.
Okay.
We want to make sure we catch that beforehand.
Okay, so that's definitely an important part to have your final walkthrough. You want to make sure the house looks exactly the way you saw it when you first saw it, and then you know and you can be confident that when you move in, everything has been done the way it should be done.
Exactly.
So after this, I know one of the final steps is making it to the closing table. Could you elaborate a little bit more on what that process looks like?
Yes. So closing time is exciting. As an agent, I always make sure that I'm there with my clients when they are signing the closing documents. But before that, we also review the closing statement. So this is where it breaks down all of the debts and credits to the both buyer and the seller. We'll review that to make sure that everything's accurate, because the last thing you want to do is, be overpaying or, losing out on something that you're supposed to be getting.
Thank you, Alicia, for providing us with all of that great information. I really hope that everyone listening today learned at least one new piece of information.
Yeah, absolutely.
See you on the next episode of The Nitty Gritty of Real Estate. Bye.
Thank you for listening and watching the Nitty Gritty of Real Estate podcast here with the Tom J. Krieger team of Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. If you are interested in buying a home, selling a home, or even investing in real estate, we have 5,000 agents across the country that we can connect you to. If you need any free resources, feel free to check out our website at www.thetjkteam.com. We hope you have a great day.